Welcome to this evening's shave. The boring equipment, shave bowl, maybe that's all. The exciting stuff. I believe this is a 24C open comb from Parker. Lighting could be a little bit better right here. Nice long handle, very grippy. I like that about it. I've got big hands. It is loaded with a feather. It's been months since I've had a feather. I bought one of those combination sampler packs assortments, and feather was one of the first ones I tried, and then have not gone back to that one because there are just so many to keep on trying since then. So I'm excited to get back into a feather. This will be my second time, I think, using this razor, and so I got pretty good results the first time. I was happy with it, and but this time one of the things I'm going to be focusing on is just the feel of it. I learned that this angle here is very rough with this one. This is something that Michael Friedberg also put on his video, and so I also, the 45-degree angle is much more comfortable, so I'm going to definitely stick with that. Today we will be, and I've got it blooming right now, Sherlock from Chiseled Face. Let's see, is this close enough for you to see ingredients? Otherwise, you could have paused it, I reckon. But you can get the ingredients off a website or something like that. It smells great. I had a good experience with Midnight Stag as well. This is now my second soap from the Chiseled Face folks. I'm very happy with the Midnight Stag, which I used twice. Alright, so let's take this bloom water and do a little wash on my face. Love the smell of this in the jar. Obviously it has been bloomed. It's very moist. Alright. Yeah, good smell to it. They put a few different ingredients in here. Whole list of them, manly type things like office leather and old books, that kind of thing. So we will just load this guy up, load the brush. With the open comb razor, I'm pretty sure that I like, so far, I like my normal safety bar double-edged razors better as far as comfort goes. But we'll see. Now, I made tons of lather the other day with just a little bit of churning on the Chiseled Face soap. So I'm not going to churn on it too much. The Midnight Stag is a very yellow soap. This one is not pure white, but it's kind of off-white. Midnight Stag was kind of a yellow brown. It wasn't yellow. All right, let us see what happens. Add a little bit of water. Often I use distilled water, but where I am right now, the water is fairly soft. It's nice. It's like pouring distilled water from the tap in terms of getting a good lather. The brush I am using is a Whipped Dog 24 millimeter Badger silver tip. Looking good. I did not start this out with too much water, so I'm happy about that. Adding it in tiny increments. I wonder if there's a little shaving tool that you could create to a cool little tool, maybe even almost like a novelty kind of thing, like a little ladle. You know, when I was young, I visited my grandma up in the kind of near a small town, and they lived out away from town. Had well water, and it was so good. It tasted so good. And she had a aluminum ladle dipper that I used to love to drink from. What about a tiny little ladle, you know, with a little crook on it to hang on your shaving mug or on your mirror or something like that, to just get a few drops of water from a cup to put in your already getting some good lather, to then use that to add only a few drops at a time of water to your stuff. Most of the time I find that I'm reaching down to grab my cup instead of to pour it in, you know, the cup that I used to soak the brush, to pour it in instead of adding a little bit more. Some of the other guys will dip their fingers in the water, but my hand's too big, my cup's too small. Can't really do that. I'm just talking. Yeah, see how this smells in the bowl. You know, sometimes that's very different. I like it. It is complex. There's a bunch of things in there. I like that. I like it. I was talking to my dad earlier. I was just wanting to have something to talk about, and talked about how I was lathering with a bowl, and was wondering, there were some out there on the market that had divots or troughs or ridges built into the bowl that really accelerated the lather making process. And I was thinking about, well, what about like epoxy resin to lay a line down of that? You know, you could put them almost like a star shape in the middle, so that when you went around, you would kind of hop over the speed bumps with your brush, you know. He said, and I said, I don't know how toxic it would be or anything like that. He said, no, it'd be fine. Look at that. Yeah, baby. He said, no, wouldn't, once it's set up, it would be fine. But then he mentioned like Gorilla Glue. He's used it on one project and it did well. It's kind of new to me as well. But you could put dots of it down on the bottom of your bowl. This could be for people with, you know, traditional coffee mugs as well, or those cappuccino mugs, the shaving mugs that are big, kind of like that. You could put little dots of Gorilla Glue. He said it kind of flattens out, so you may have to put the little dots of glue on top of each other. You know, let it dry, then add another dot on top until you got a good bump that would be enough to agitate. We have got a good bit of shaving cream now, of lather. Got a nice little Doesn't have a big sheen on it. Little tiny bit of one, but mostly it looks kind of a matte kind of finish. But I've tried to keep it kind of thick, so I'm very happy with it. I'm sure it'll work very well. I've had good results with the Midnight Stag in terms of performance. All right, I think this guy's ready to go. A little rinse on the face. And then going to get ready for the feather. How about that? You know, I may start a pre-shave something, because I'll see from putting that bloom water on my face, I can tell the soap is kind of sticking and gathering a little quicker. So even though I don't really want to add the time of a pre-shave to my routine, I may be having that time anyway, because whether I have the pre-shave that takes up time but then saves me time in my main lathering, what I'm doing now, or whether I have to use up more lather time to accommodate for because I have oily skin, accommodate for the oily skin, you know. It may kind of be a wash, so maybe it's a good idea to maybe just keep using the bloom water. Do something else. I like the way this feels on my face. Thick, like it's holding in heat, moisture. You know, I'm happy about that. Feels good. So, I'll be right back with you. All right. I think we're ready to go. Super sharp blade and an open comb razor. Many people say open comb razors are aggressive, but what my experience has been so far, and what I've also read some people actually say, is that it all depends on the razor. It's not a given. There are mild open comb razors out there that aren't going to cut you. So let's get on with this. Maybe about a 45-degree angle. Oh, what a nice, okay, that's smooth. That is smooth. Very comfortable. Very smooth. Great googly moogly. There were some folks that were saying they would not have a hard time recommending this to new users. And there's definitely a point to that, because as long as you tell them about using the proper blade angle, I've got a super sharp blade in here, and there is no danger of me cutting my face right now. I'm very confident in that. As long as it would be funny if I nicked myself. But I just don't feel in any danger at all. It feels very smooth. Because I'm maintaining the right angle. That would be the only reservation that I would have about recommending my medium aggression open comb razor to a new shaver, is that they just have to get that angle right. They can give themselves a lot of irritation if they keep it at a closed angle, and so then that might be worth keeping, not recommending that. All right, that was terrific. Extra smooth. All right, a little water. Lots of slickness still on my skin. Cream's working well. Smell on this. Nice. Kind of wish I would have gotten it so that I could have kind of done a blind smell comparison and not known really what it was trying to be. I am just sure that the power of suggestion is coming into a lot. Very relevant when it comes to many of these shaving soap fragrances. Plenty of lather for 3 or 4 passes on that little bit of a grinding that I did on the soap. Nice smell. Kind of earthy, herby, leathery. Definitely smell the leather. Maybe some musky type tones. A little bit of woody. A little bit. Oh, that's right. I think there's some tobacco in here. I think there's a little bit of tobacco smell, and that's not overpowering. Very good. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's no tobacco in it at all. It kind of smells like there is. Okay, first pass. Nice. Second pass. First pass was obviously was with the grain. This one, cross grain. Doesn't even feel like I'm cutting anything. So smooth. Cross grain, my hair goes kind of down, all heading toward this spot here. It curves in. So for cross grain, for me, I often do a diagonal here. Maybe need to stretch out my skin some more and have better results on my neck. You know how your neck is often a really tough spot. Sometimes irritation on the Adam's apple area, and then this little trouble area over there that just, those hairs that are so hard to get to without causing irritation. Super smooth shave. Definitely just as comfortable as the normal safety razors that I have, the closed comb. Third pass. A little water on face. Face feels pretty slick still. I did notice a little bit of irritation somewhere here, a little sting, you know, when I put the water on there. I don't see any blood or anything, so there's a little bit irritation. Yeah, see a little tiny bit of redness, but it doesn't really, I don't really feel it now. It's one of those things where you only feel it when you put water on or something like that. Nice slickness provided by the shaving soap. Sometimes I'm an analytical person and I like to making videos to try to help people with some of their equipment, you know, so that if they're thinking about buying this razor, they can at least see a video of a guy using it. Good thing is that, you know, there's several guys out there that do that, and all of us are going to be able to offer something different. So they maybe will be able to really make a good decision about whether they feel like it might be, you know, worth their time and money to try something out. But I really am enjoying the assortment of blades that I got and trying them across you know, the handful of razors that I have. I'm kind of curious. Third pass here. I am kind of curious what will happen when I've tried about as many blades as I have, you know. If all of a sudden it'll become dull and boring. Lately I haven't been getting nice tight trim right up. Yeah, this is sideburns. Work on that. But yeah, see, the open comb is leaving more lather in on my face as it does its job, and so that's good. So that the blade has plenty of lather on the face to slide across. I do feel a little bit of tiny, maybe micro cuts. You know, I don't see any bleeders or anything like that, but okay. Last time I went this way to go across the grain. I'm going to do it across the grain again, but this time kind of coming up from the bottom. Hopefully, this is my trouble area. Hopefully that type will help to get that without too much extra work or extra touch-ups. Gotta remember my blade angle. Love the grip on this blade. I just have full confidence. I can just flip it around whichever way I want without any problem at all. And that's good for a blade where you kind of have to have a different approach angle. Now this hair comes down here and kind of this way, so let's see if it goes down. Let me come across this way with it. Might be good enough. My third and fourth passes, I can usually just not even do the cheeks on those passes because the cheeks are fine. Stretch out that face. Still very comfortable. Very happy with the razor. Since I did my cheeks first, I think I did. There's not a lot of slickness here now that the water has evaporated. So this particular shaving cream is not, you know, it's not that slick. It doesn't leave a really super slick coating once the water dries. Once you splash water on it, you can feel the slickness. Feel a little bit of irritation, but it's nothing to worry me at all. Nothing to dread coming into the next, you know, shave tomorrow or something like that. All right, let's Let's rinse off to take a good look at those trouble spots on my neck. I'll dab off just a little bit to be able to see neck hairs more clearly. What I hope is that this superior super sharp blade make it so I don't have to work as hard on these guys. Oh yeah, that's it. That's it. There's so many other razors, blades out there. Lately the ones, Bluebird, Rapira. Tried the Rapira Swedish stainless just recently. Such a large number of blades are in that category of very sharp, and they'll do the job. But I think maybe Persona and Feather, and I think Treat for me, were so good that just kind of a normal shave, paying attention to the grain and which way to shave through here, pretty much gets rid of that area without having to do a touch-up, and that is very cool. That definitely affects what I might choose as my favorite blade. Wow. Yeah, I don't even think I need to. I'm not even going to bother to do a touch-up. Check the Adam's apple. I'm happy with that. Nice. It has been a long time. I've been evaluating a bunch of blades, and it has been a long time before it went. Like I think the Persona, maybe a month or two ago, was the first blade. Was the last blade that I used that I could do that. All right. Oh, and the smell of this Sherlock. Very good. It's lighter in the bowl, as many of them are, than it is in the jar. Just a nice, manly, in your study, kind of scent, and I'm sure that's why they call it Sherlock, with trying to link to his 221 Baker Street, right? Isn't that what it is? His flat in London. I mixed this up right. Didn't add too much water, so I'm happy with that. Nice scent. Easy going, not going to knock anybody over. My opinion, of course. Maybe some other people differ. So, just a water rinse before the balm. Interesting. This time, putting the water on there, I did not feel any twinges of any micro cuts. So that's pretty cool. It's a very sharpest, well regarded as one of the sharpest blades around. No danger. I felt no danger of cutting myself or even causing very much irritation. Nivea works well for me. So the 24C, I believe is what it is, Parker 24C open comb. If you get the angle right, it will be a very smooth for my skin type. It is a smooth razor. Very happy with that. Combined with a great grip. Let's say it's one of my top, definitely one I want to, when you get a new blade in, and you've got about 5 shaves or 4 shaves before the blade starts to get affected. So you want to pick your top 4 razors to run through it, you know, maybe 5. This is in that list now. It's good. I'm liking the Parker razors. I've got a couple. I'm very happy with them. The variant I love, an adjustable razor. Love that. Love the heaviness, the weightiness on the head. Love that. All right. As I was putting the balm on, didn't feel any irritation, anything like that. I don't see any stuff really cropping up. So A+ on the Sherlock fragrance from Chiseled Face. Here is the Midnight Stag that I had the last couple days that I really enjoy. It's a lot stronger. It's a lot stronger from the jar, but when you put it in when you lather it up in the bowl, it is more mild and not likely to offend, but it's a different fragrance. Rubbery, leathery, rubbery, gas, oil, you know, that sort of thing. A little bit of woodsy. It's a different animal. So, brush did great. Still very happy with the Whip Dog brush that I have, the Silver Tip Badger. So I almost wish it didn't have those little facets. You see the little, on the handle there, because it almost looks like it's jeweled, and I'm not that kind of guy. I don't want a jewel-handled razor, you know. But but I like it. It's just the right size for my big hands. Watch for the angle, big important thing, and it will be a smooth shave. Maybe if you had a crappy shaving cream that wasn't giving you any protection, you might get some irritation or something. But most of us have figured out some good soaps to use. So there you go. Enjoy the info. Hope it helps somebody out there. Take care.